about the reproductive health. In the chapter of reproductive health, we have covered several points. For example, we have discussed about the problems and strategies associated with the reproductively healthy society. What are the techniques by which a reproductively healthy society can be developed was being discussed by us in the previous class. After which, we have discussed about several birth control methods. The birth control methods are those methods which are used for controlling the pregnancies, controlling the birth of the newborn, in which unwanted pregnancies or any child with any deformity can be eliminated by the use of medical termination of pregnancy MTPs. We have also discussed about the main methods for birth control, which were the vasectomy and tubectomy, which are the sterilization techniques. Sterilization techniques can be considered to be nearly irreversible, and once these techniques are being performed, the transfer of the gamete can be permanently stopped, and therefore the couple can have coitus without the fear of having conceiving or conception of the fertilization process. Next very important topic associated with the reproductive health is the topic of sexually transmitted diseases, which are known as STDs. Sexually transmitted diseases are also known as venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections. They are known as venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections. These reproductive tract infections are very common in an age of 15 to 25 years. These are common because of several facts which the individuals of this age are unaware about, and may be due to certain conditions like choosing multiple sexual partners or using drugs, right? In all such cases, they can be more susceptible to sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases will be passed on not just only by the sexual contact. Along with sexual contact, these diseases can spread from one person to another by using the needles or syringes from an infected person. They also are being transferred from the mother to the fetus, which is growing in her womb, which is known as vertical transmission. So from mother to the infant also it can spread. So it can spread by sexual contact, it can spread by using syringes or needles from an infected person, and it can also be transmitted from the mother to the child. Now another important thing is that what are these sexually transmitted diseases? Are they treatable or not? Most of the reproductive tract infections can be treated, but there are certain diseases like genital warts, herpes and AIDS. These three diseases do not have any vaccines or do not have any treatment. So once the individual is suffering from such disease, it may be a long-term lasting disease. The next thing is that when these sexually transmitted diseases are not being treated, what it can result into? It can result into pelvic inflammatory diseases. It can result into a stillbirth. Stillbirth means the child will be born but it will be dead. Another thing is abortions, or there can be ectopic pregnancies. All these can be the problems associated with the sexually transmitted disease if it is not treated on time. At the end, it can also result into cancer of the reproductive tract if it is being avoided or neglected for a long time. So very important thing is that any of such conditions, it is very important to get treated. Very common symptoms of sexually transmitted diseases is having itching in the genital areas, swelling, painful blisters, painful urination, right? Pain in the lower abdomen. These all are some of the common symptoms of sexually transmitted disease. Now, who causes this disease? So, these diseases are caused by bacteria as well as by viruses, by chlamydia, by protozoans, by some ectoparasites, or even by the worm-like organisms. So, there can be, or even by fungus. So, there are several ways in which this disease can, or the positive organism can enter into your body and therefore reside in your body and cause a sexually transmitted disease. So here we are going to talk about the disease that are caused by bacteria. There are three main sexually transmitted diseases which are caused by bacteria. These are syphilis, gonorrhea and chancroid. There are three diseases which are caused by bacteria. These are syphilis, gonorrhea and chancroid. Syphilis. The syphilis is a disease in which the causative organism is Treponema pallidum. The name of the organism which causes syphilis is Treponema pallidum. This disease occurs in three stages. The first stage is the initial stage in which there will be painless ulcers in the genitals. So in the external genitalia, there will be formation of ulcers, and these ulcers are nearly very less painful or not painful at all during the first stage. Moreover, the nearby glands, the glands that is the lymph glands that are located in these genital regions also are going to swell up. So that is the first stage. In the second stage, these ulcers will reduce. The number of ulcers will be reducing. Instead, there will be development of lesions or rashes on your skin. So there will be skin rashes and there will be hair loss as a part of second stage. In the third stage, there will be chronic ulcers on palate, nose and lower leg. Chronic ulcers means long time ulcers. These ulcers will remain and not get treated anyhow. These ulcers will develop on your palate, that is your hard and soft palate. They will develop in the region of the nose as well as in the lower leg. In the latent phase, which is the fourth stage, you will not observe any of these symptoms. इनमें से कोई भी symptoms शायद देखने को ना मिले, and then also you might suffer from syphilis. Okay, so here the incubation period of the bacteria is about 10 to 90 days. So you can go about 80-90 days without developing any symptoms where the bacteria has widespread into your body to different parts. Treatment. The treatment is use of antibiotics like penicillin. They can be treated, and syphilis is a very common disease which can be treated, but sometimes this syphilis affects the cells of the brain and the nerve cells and causes neurosyphilis, which can be very deadly. Otherwise, in initial stages, if it is being detected, it can be treated. The next very important disease caused by the bacteria is the gonorrhea, and the positive organism of this disease is Neisseria gonorrhea. The name of the bacteria which causes this disease is Neisseria gonorrhea. This bacteria is going to reside in the genital tubes. So in the reproductive tract tubules like structures, there will be bacteria residing and responsible for producing a pus-like discharge. So it will be responsible for causing the accumulation of the dead white blood cells, which results into formation of the pus. The symptoms of this disease will be pain around the genitals. So genital regions will be very much painful. Moreover, there will be burning sensation while urination, and maybe urine will also have some amount of these pus cells. So actually urine does not have any pus cells. It is pale but it is a clear fluid. Okay. Instead, sometimes it can happen that there is presence of a pus cells, and therefore it becomes slightly light, that is not faded pale yellow color will be observed due to presence of those pus cells. Burning sensation will be observed. If the disease passes from the mother to the child will be suffering from arthritis as well as eye infection. So if the mother is infected by gonorrhea and she is having a child in her womb, then this can cause arthritis or even eye infections in the children. The incubation period for Neisseria gonorrhea is just 2 to 5 days, and the treatment for gonorrhea is also the use of antibiotics. The next disease is known as chancroid. Chancroid is a disease which is caused by Haemophilus ducreyi. The name of the positive organism is Haemophilus ducreyi. And this bacteria is going to develop the ulcers at the site of the infection. So infection is going to be transmitted through genitals only. So at the genital region there will be formation of the small ulcers which will be painful, and near that the lymph glands are also going to swell. So whatever lymph nodes are present in that genital area are going to swell due to the presence of Haemophilus ducreyi, and this disease can also be treated by antibiotics. And therefore you will have to remember 3 first bacterial diseases, which is the syphilis, gonorrhea and the chancroid. So we were talking about the sexually transmitted diseases, and we said that 3 main diseases caused by bacteria. They were syphilis, gonorrhea and chancroid. Sexually transmitted diseases can also be caused by viruses, and most of the disease caused by the viruses do not have any treatments. So here the antibiotics are not effective against the viruses, and therefore if one person gets infected by any of such disease, maybe it is going to be continued lifelong, and maybe it will be spread from that person to several other individuals who are in the sexual contact or in the contact of blood or any serum or from the infected person. So the very first disease which everyone knows is the AIDS, which is known as acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. The AIDS is a disease which is caused by human immunodeficiency virus. The virus which is the causative agent of the AIDS is the HIV virus. The HIV virus will be responsible for entering into T lymphocytes and macrophages, which are already meant for building up the immunity of the person. So when the number of T lymphocytes reduces, obviously the T lymphocytes will be supporting the B cells to form antibody. But if the T cells itself decreases, there will be lower production of the antibody, and therefore the immune or the defense system of the body is going to reduce. With this reduced defense system, all other characters will be observed. For example, lethargy. The person will be feeling always tired. There will be fever. There will be weight loss. There will be nausea, headache and rashes on the skin. These are some of the common symptoms of HIV. So once it enters into the body, the incubation period depends upon the immune system of that individual, and therefore some individuals will be showing symptoms in 6 to 10 months, whereas some can go undetected and some can live even up to several years, right? So some individuals with low immune power are going to show more earlier the symptoms, whereas those with a good immunity will be also showing the symptoms, but maybe a later on. AIDS does not have any treatment. There are certain medicines which can prolong the life, which can reduce the rate of the infection, but it cannot be permanently cured. The transmission can be through sexual contact also, as well as use of syringe or needles from an infected person. It can even pass from the mother to the fetus in her womb, and therefore it is very important to detect the HIV virus in the blood if the female is planning for pregnancy. The next disease is hepatitis B. The hepatitis B is caused by a virus called hepatitis B virus. And this HBV, when enters into the body, it will be resulting into fatigue, right, tiredness, jaundice, low-grade fever, which is going to continue over a very long time, as well as rashes on the skin. In severe cases, it can also cause the cancer of the liver or liver cirrhosis. So, liver cirrhosis or liver cancer can occur due to hepatitis B virus. Incubation period is about 30 to 80 days, and therefore once the virus enters into the body, the person starts showing these symptoms like fever and fatigue and liver cirrhosis within a duration of 30 to 80 days. The next disease is known as genital herpes. Genital herpes is caused by herpes simplex virus. The name of the virus is herpes simplex virus, and this is responsible for causing symptoms like painful ulcers at the genitals. So in the external genitalia, ulcers will be observed, fever, headache, pain, itching, as well as vaginal and urethral discharge. Discharge from vagina and discharge from urethra are very common in the case of the genital herpes. Cervix as well as vagina of these individuals also get, that is of the females, also get infected, and this disease is more common and more severe symptoms are observed in females as compared to in the males. So females suffering from this disease are more, and even the treatment of this disease is not possible. The next disease is called genital warts. Genital warts are small horny or hard structures which are known as warts. They will be developing on the skin as well as in the mucosal surface of the genitals. So in the external genitalia, on the inner surface, there will be development, not on the skin on outer side. In the inner side of the genitals, there will be development of the warts, and these warts will be developing also on the skin. The causative organism of warts is human papilloma virus. Human papilloma virus. So here there were three bacterial diseases that we have discussed: syphilis, gonorrhea and chancroid. Here we are discussing about the disease caused by viruses, and these diseases are AIDS. The second disease is hepatitis B. The third one is genital herpes, and the fourth is the genital warts. In the next lecture, we will further talk about some more sexually transmitted diseases which are caused by protozoans, which are caused by the arthropods, which are caused by fungus, and in such way we will be discussing about several other sexually transmitted diseases.